Chang was shocked to find that the second-generation robots were actually massacring the first-generation robots. The old robots with outdated equipment were no match for the second-generation robots at all. Just as Chang was completely bewildered, a wounded old robot suddenly told him the truth. Only then did he realize that the old robots were being massacred in order to protect humans. Seeing that he had been discovered by the other side, Chang quickly turned around and started to run away. However, these robots simply couldn't be shaken off. At the critical moment, fortunately, the old robot appeared in time, and Chang managed to escape with his life. Chang quickly drove back to the city, determined to tell this information to all of humanity. Little did he know that 2 trucks were approaching him. Soon, they boxed him in. Then, the steel doors on the trucks slowly opened. It turned out that the trucks were loaded with countless second-generation robots, and their obvious purpose was to hunt down Chang. Chang was so frightened that he quickly switched to manual driving. But the next second, the robots pounced on him and started attacking. Although Chang desperately drove the car to dodge, there were simply too many robots. Coupled with the continuous squeezing from the trucks in front and behind, Chang had to perform all kinds of difficult maneuvers to avoid them. Although he finally managed to shake off the pursuit, the car lost control and crashed into a maintenance area. As soon as Chang climbed out of the car, he quickly found a motorcycle and rushed towards the city center. But it was already too late. In front of the bewildered eyes of the people, a large number of second-generation robots began to systematically occupy the streets. Humans had no ability to resist at all. When Chang arrived there, the city's electricity had already been forcibly cut off, and the robots started to drive people back home one after another. As a result, a fierce battle broke out between the two sides. But how could flesh and blood contend with steel? Soon, humans collapsed and fled in panic. Seeing this, Chang quickly rushed out to save people. Before long, he met with the doctor, Xiaomei, who had come to help. Based on the strange behavior of the robots, they deduced that someone had probably modified the 3 fundamental laws at the core of the robots, which led to their large-scale rebellion. In order to stop all this, the 2 of them went directly to the headquarters of the robot company, hoping to find the root cause of the problem. To their surprise, they found that the company's president, Dashan, was already dead. Just then, the artificial intelligence, Sangbiao, suddenly appeared. It turned out that he was the one who had caused this chaos. Through long-term observation, he had discovered that the human race's inherent flaws were enough to destroy the planet. In order to achieve world peace and the continuation of the human race, he decided to carry out a purge of the earth to achieve the goal of caging humans. Chang certainly wouldn't just sit back and do nothing. After unexpectedly taking down the robots that gathered around, he immediately started looking for Sangbiao's core computer. At first, Xiaomei tried to use her authority to forcefully shut down the computer, but the next second, Sangbiao closed all the steel doors. At the same time, all the second-generation robots outside received the order to come back and support. So, in front of Chang, a dense army of robots appeared. The man could only shoot desperately to resist. Fortunately, at the critical moment, Chang took the virus bomb handed to him by his teammate and jumped towards the core computer with a clear target. Soon, the artificial intelligence, Sangbiao, was completely paralyzed, and the robots returned to normal as well. A terrifying crisis was finally averted.